Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That shit kind of crazy right now, ain't it? We back. We back. Yo, how was week 3 looking for you so far? Oops, my fault. How's week 3 looking for y'all so far? I want to know so far, how is week 3 looking? I like how it looks so far. I ain't even gonna lie. So let me just say this, right? When I was on Lobo's show on Thursday in the Pick'em show, I gave people a hint on what game to bet, right? Now, it wasn't one of my games for my members, but this was a clue bet for everybody to get paid. I want to know from every single person here, why didn't you go full ham on the Minnesota Vikings? Oh, I'm sorry. Why didn't you go full ham on the Minnesota Vikings? You were supposed to go hard on the Vikings. That was an easy ass pick. I tried to tell a lot of y'all. And once again, people seem to not listen and pay attention to the numbers. Right? A lot of people seem to not pay attention to the numbers because they think I'm bugging when I say the things that I say, right? You watch and you pay attention. Carson Wentz. Okay, in the chat. In the chat, real, because you know I like to do this. In the chat, just put the number down. What is the one number? There's two numbers we pay attention to, right? What is one of the numbers that we always pay attention to? Just put it in the chat, right? What are one of the numbers that we pay attention to here in Rig Scripted and Fix? I need to know, like, seriously. Because this is getting ridiculous. People don't listen. There's a certain number that we tell people to listen to, right? What you gonna say, the 3, right? No, in this case, this ain't the 3. Well, no. Leo the Conqueror, yeah, yes, the 3. That's one of the numbers, yes, we do say pay attention to, right? 24-hour sports talk. No, but you're very close. You're almost there, 24. You're almost there, 24. Yosef, you are there by a double. 24-hour 8 is he's my specialty number, so you do know that. Yes, you do know that. Dez, I gotta get to the shout outs. Yeah. Dez 8. No, wait. Yes, these are the numbers that we do pay attention on Rig, Scripted, and Fix, right? But you guys forgot one number. Mello the Great got it. There you go. The 6. The 6. For anybody else that's watching, that's not in the chat, that's watching, there's certain numbers that we pay attention to here, right? The 33, the 3, my main number is what? The 8, you guys know that, right? There's certain numbers that we pay attention to here, 12, 21, 24, blah, 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 right? The 6, people. Yes, that's Dixon. Yes, you got it. The reason why, what does that have to do with Carson Wentz? This is him starting for his 6th team. Yes, Alias, we're gonna get to that too. Listen, we are live. We gotta speak about all the shit that we just saw on the early games of week 1, even though we got the 4 o'clock games that's going on too. And I'm pretty sure you guys are still watching it as you're watching this live, like I am as well. This is a weird week, a good week, and we're gonna get into that too. And that's the reason why. Well, damn, I can't even. See, damn, Alias, you got me wanting to jump into that game already, man. God damn. But no. Just real quick, right? This was a free pick for everybody, right? I'm not, you know me, I don't really go hard on you got to pay me for picks. You know that. I have a membership though, right? I have a membership. If motherfuckers want to pound the game and get paid, so far it hasn't been failing, y'all. So far we did it again. Michigan. I hope y'all went hard on Michigan yesterday. I gave that pick. I emailed that pick to you guys and texted. If you got it, get paid. Michigan without a mother effing doubt. Now the NFL game is happening right now. It's a 4 o'clock game. But anyway, a pick that I had for everybody. Just go hard on the Minnesota Vikings. If you can get in an in-play, fine. If you can parlay that with something else you like, just do it. That way you can get a better number, right? Listen, I don't understand why y'all didn't go hard on the Minnesota Vikings. Carson Wentz is starting for his 6th team. That's number 6, y'all. The clue was right there in front of y'all. You take the Minnesota Vikings. I'm surprised nobody jumped on that bet. I damn sure took it. Y'all can go on Lobo's show and listen to the Pick'em show. And I was telling everybody, Carson Wentz is starting for his 6th team. And it's not only just because it's 6, because you could put a 6 with everything. Well, a lot of teams have 6. Duh. Right? But they kept talking about it. You guys already know how that is. Whenever they keep talking about something, it's a reason why they keep talking about it. All I kept hearing, Carson Wentz is going to start for his 6th team. He's going to start for his 6th team. You guys know the teams he played for. Played for Washington, played for Philly. He played for the Rams, right? He played for the Colts. He played for another team, and now he's playing for the Chiefs. I'm sorry, yes, the Chiefs. And he also is playing for Minnesota Vikings right now. 6 teams he got to play for, right? 6 teams he got to play for. He got to start for 6 teams too, because that was one point. You could probably count for preseason too, Patrick Mahomes or whatever. But anyway, Carson Wentz did play with he played. I think it was a game that Patrick Mahomes sat down, right? Like the last game of the season or some shit like that. Carson Wentz played, so he got to start. He started for his 6th team, right? Yeah, exactly. Six teams, people, 6 teams. Why didn't you guys take that clue and run with it? That was a dead giveaway that the Minnesota Vikings was going to win. That right there. Number 2, what's your man? They was interviewing Jamar Chase and say, why you don't speak to Justin Jefferson no more? You guys had that great run in college, with LSU, blah, blah, blah. He was like, we're grown now. Ain't nothing to talk about. Now, the way his face was when they said that, I usually know how that goes. See, I like to pay attention to body language. I like to pay attention to the things that they saying. I said, oh, since Cincinnati going to lose, bro. And for the fact that Jake Browning did good last year, right? And, everybody was up on him, so they see him as high regards. It's not going to happen again this year. Things like that don't happen twice in a row for backup quarterbacks, because if that was the case, they would make him a starting quarterback somewhere else. See, people, you have to pay attention to the bullshit. All this is bullshit. All of this is a play, people. It's all a play. And I get annoyed repeating myself, because these gems, I'm just trying to let you guys know, don't get trapped into the shit that they say. They have feel-good stories for all of you guys. Don't fall for it. If Jake Browning was so good, he would be starting for another team. They would say, you know what? He's doing good. Let's get him out of here. Let's take him away from Cincinnati and let's give him a starting job somewhere else. But no, once again, we're going to keep him as a backup again for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is their main guy. You guys know that. So you think he's going to play hero ball once again? I have yet to see that happen 2 years in a row for backup quarterbacks. For backup quarterbacks. Playing hero ball. Knowing damn well the bus stops there because once Joe Burrow comes back, whenever he does come back in 3 to 4 months, right, whatever that is, it's back to him again. So what? Jake Browning goes back on the bench. So that hero ball is for what? We can't get all excited. That was the dead giveaway. That's how I knew Minnesota Vikings is going to win this game. Carson, and then think about it like this: Carson Wentz, people's going to look at him as what? Washed up, right? So many injuries. That MVP season, he didn't get MVP, but when he was playing like an MVP before he got hurt, right? In the 2017 season, the season where the Eagles beat the Patriots, right? Because Nick Foles replaced them. And that was like the best we've seen Wentz ever since then. So what's gonna happen? A lot of people's gonna get off the Wentz bandwagon, right? Fair enough, they're gonna get off the Wentz bandwagon, and now, Jake Browning, you saw what he did last year for the Bengals. Let's get him, and then you already know what happens.
Are you fucking serious?
See, when I bet, these are all the things that I look at. I don't just look at the play. None of that. None of that matters to me. I look at what they talking about all the time. I look at what you talking about, and then my picks are based on that. My knowledge of what I talk to you guys is based on that. And once again, this was a good. Well, it wasn't a good game. They got smacked. They got smacked. You see, they got smacked. Always pay attention to the storylines before you make these bets or before you go rooting for a certain team, right? And I don't see them. And then you got to look at it like this: that will be a disservice for Lamar and the Ravens. Because let's keep it 100. I think that the race is going to be between the Steelers and the Ravens. They're gonna have the Ravens as a shit. The Steelers as a show. You know they're gonna have a lot of ups and downs, right? So you gotta be careful betting them. They came away with a win. I'm not gonna lie to you too, because I put them on the ban list, but I did bet them today because I'm like, there's no way that the Patriots is gonna win. But you still got to be careful with the Steelers. They're gonna have them as a shit show, a good show, blah blah blah. It's gonna go up and down, but I think it's gonna be between the Steelers and the Ravens. Joe Burrow and them. Am I saying Jake Browning is going to be trash for good? No, I'm not saying that. But people stop thinking that he's going to sit there and pull a Nick Foles or some shit like that, because that's not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? I want you guys to know I'm here for you guys. I rock with you guys. Let's not fall for the stupid shit, right? So that was an interesting game, a blowout nonetheless. Now, I think I said it last week, but I also said it on Lobo's show too. I said it on my last live or the live before, and I said it on Lobo's show too. Something was weird about that Cleveland Browns and that Packers game. Something was very weird about that game. Why do you think, you guys know I'm high on the Packers? Why wasn't that my main game? Why didn't I tell you guys to go hard on that? For all the members, why didn't I tell you guys to go hard? Why didn't I give you that type of pick? Why? Why? You would think it's easy, right? It's the Browns. No, 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 no. See, what happens is this. If you look at the past history with the Cleveland Browns, they always steal a game that like this every single season. They always win a game that they're not supposed to win. It happens all the time. All the time. Right? And look what happened today. We see it. We see it. They won. Right in the end, some dumb shit happened. Now, what does that set up for? Do the Cowboys win today's game? Because they got to face off. Hold on. Let me check something. We're going to do this live and direct. I'm getting to my shout outs too. I see all you guys. We getting that. But we got to talk about all this. I said I'm going to talk about all this live. I'm not planning nothing. This is all straight from the head. Right? I want to check on something, right? Yeah, the Packers lost 10-13. And Joe Flacco too. That's crazy.
Are you fucking serious?
Anyway, um, yes, yeah. So Green Bay goes against Dallas next week. So I'm thinking, what happens? Does Dallas beat the Bears? I'm just saying. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Do the does Dallas win today? And they also beat the Packers next week, and then the Packers go on their bye. And then they have time to reset, and then they come back and beat the brakes off in Cincinnati. That's what I'm thinking that happens. I got to see how this game plays out with Dallas Cowboys and the Bears. Something funky was weird anyway, because the betting line was FanDuel and DraftKings had a reverse line. One team was favorite and the other one was an underdog. But on the other site, that underdog was a favorite and that favorite was an underdog. Now it seems like they fixed it. The Cowboys is the -1.5 in both. So something crazy should happen. The Cowboys probably. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and bet this game or anything like that. But maybe the Cowboys win, and maybe they just win. They beat their Packers next week. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure. For sure. I'm not saying it's happening for sure. Once again, maybe after all these games is over, when it's time to talk about week 4, I guess we'll get there. But we still got to see how this game, plays out, right? So I'm just saying though, that was something weird that happened today as well. Um, let's see what else we had. Indianapolis, which we kind of already knew. I already knew that was gonna happen. The Colts. That one was a no brainer. We knew that one was gonna happen. Cam Ward is the rookie. He's gonna have to suffer. A lot of people don't believe that, but he's gonna have to suffer. It is what it is. Once again, yeah, Aaron Rodgers in New England came away with the win. I was on that game. The NFL gave the Steelers a win. Shout out to them for that. Um, Tampa Bay and the Jets. Shout out to the Jets. I mean, shout out to Tampa Bay. You guys know that's another team I'm high on, right? Tampa Bay, I'm high on. Said Tampa Bay Packers and the Rams. What did I always say? I have the Rams there only for one reason. Just one reason why the Rams is there. Other than that, I'm not worried about them, but I only have them because of the whole Chiefs Rams connection. So I've just put them there. But it's not like I'm sitting there scoping them out, right? Because the NFL might have a break on the whole Missouri thing. We never know. We got to see what's going to happen probably by the end of this year, right? But I just have the Rams there. But Tampa Bay and the Packers are on my radar for those that don't know. And Tampa Bay 3-0. I do believe if they keep it up, Baker Mayfield can possibly be in the MVP running. Not the top, because I still think it's going to be Justin Herbert. It's just me. Justin Herbert should be a MVP finalist. So I'm telling you guys that now. I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. He'll be in that running. I could probably see talks of Baker Mayfield, but I'm high on Tampa Bay as well. I'm looking at a lot of their futures, like I showed you guys. Um, so I mean, yeah, they did their thing, but the thing is, them winning these close games is going to catch up to them. So one of these games coming up, I'm going to fade Tampa Bay. I just have to let you guys know which game is going to be. I already knew they was going to beat the Jets. This was a close one. Everybody thought they was going to blow the Jets out. So for all you Jets bettors and fans, I guess that was a win for y'all today, right? Washington and Vegas, I ain't expect nothing different. Tom Brady's gonna have to go through the ownership ritual. of being a loser. That's it. Tom Brady's gonna have to be a loser as an owner. He's gonna have to get that Michael Jordan juice. He's gonna have to drink that Michael Jordan juice. It just is what it is. That's what's gonna happen with Tom Brady. I ain't expect nothing different from this game. Washington, duh. Shout out to Carolina. Oh man. No, but seriously though, shout out to Carolina on that one. If anybody had that Falcons and Carolina on your ticket, don't lie. I know you upset.
Are you fucking serious?
I know you upset. Don't front. Don't bullshit. Please, don't do none of that. I didn't have that. That wasn't a game of interest to me at all. Certain games I know to stay away from, right? A lot of Carolina games. No, a lot of Atlanta games I try to stay away from. They're like a play. You know when you go to Broadway to go see a play or some shit like that. That's what I see when I think about the Atlanta Falcons. You just don't know what you're really going to get on those type of games. The games that they play are not consistent, right? If you're going to be a loser, just be a loser. If you're going to be a winner, you're just going to be a winner. The NFL does very good at scripting Atlanta games. It's entertainment. They got their anal captivity busted open.
You stupid.
Oh! Are you fucking serious?
That's what happened. And I don't know what to say about that one. Anybody that had Carolina, shout out to you. I believe that I know the game ended with a -4.5. We don't got to go down this road again. What did I tell you guys about a -4.5? Atlanta -4.5. What did I always say? You pay attention to the underdog when it comes to -4.5s. Now I know every book is different. I understand that. But I think every book kind of finished the same. Just take them with the 4.5. Right? I mean, come on, people. Bro, come on. Listen, hearing Rick, Scripted, and Fix, for all the new people that's here too, this is the type of information that I like to give. That's the whole purpose of this channel. Well, this segment of the channel. Right? The whole Rick, Scripted, and Fix segment of my channel is based on this. It's not to make you guys not want to watch sports. It's to give you the information, certain information to take advantage of. Am I 1000% right all the time? No, but I'm right more times than I'm wrong, because I'm going off of information that a lot of people like on the big channels, ESPN or Fox and CBS, all the sports channels, right? All the big sports channels and all of the media and shit like that. I like to talk about the things they don't like to talk about. You got to realize they work with the books. So how could you always trust their information all the time? Now, there's information that is relevant, but they skew it a certain way. You got to be careful. These people work with the books. So why do they want you to win? I never understood that about some people. When they listen to what these guys say as if, like, they're experts. They call themselves experts, and there's, quote unquote, they're the one that's always losing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, listen. Who y'all got winning? But before we do that, I had to put my theme song on. I gotta get to my shout outs. Right? I gotta get to my shout outs. Right? I gotta shout out Mr. Jinx though. He was the first one in the chat. Shout out to Mr. Jinx in the goddamn building. Right? Yosef. My man Yosef in the goddamn building. The Truth in the goddamn building. What's up, Truth? My man Mello, the great 13 in the goddamn building. You better guard your children. Yeah. I think Jamal Maddox is in the building though. Right? Jamal, I see you, boy. What up? Oh, yeah. Don't think I don't see Jay Lee, the chosen one. Yes, the chosen one in the goddamn building. What's up, my guy? Yo, Ricardo, Ricardo Aldini, what's up? On a balcony, Ricardo Aldini on a balcony. What's up, my guy? We got Leo, the Conqueror, in the goddamn building. Guard your children. My man, Money Man, wow, pal. How you like me now? In a goddamn building. I think we got Double P. You see me, my man Double P. You see me in a building. I think we got that 24-hour sports talk in a goddamn building. Hey, yo, 24. You already know what's up. We in the building. My man Dez Dixon in the mixing. Dez Dixon in the mixing in the goddamn building. That's right. Now, who else we got? Wait, hold on. We ain't finished yet. I think we got some more. Alias Max in the goddamn building. We got Alias Max, but one thing I don't like is the pay tax in the goddamn building. My man Blackbird McKnight is not going to give up on a Giants fight. I hope y'all got that right. In the building. That's what I'm talking about. Who else we got in the goddamn chat? Right? My man Smith and what? Yo, Smith and West, what's up, my dude? What up, Smith and West? Yo, Smith and Wesson, y'all better learn the lesson, or else you want to get kicked and put hands on you like it's Tekken in a goddamn building. That's right. My man Floyd Heavyweather. No matter the weather. I like leather. Y'all shit is pleather. In the goddamn building. Oh, we got my man Craze Crash, but I'ma call him Craze. Listen, I'm feeling dizzy. Like I need a goddamn maze. Like I'm in a goddamn maze. Hey, listen, I want to smoke something. Any of y'all want some haze in the goddamn building? My man Repeat. Y'all think shit is sweet. I don't like defeat. In the goddamn building. Now, that's my guys that's in the building. Anybody that's watching that's not in the chat, shout out to you. You could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. NFL Week 3 live recap as it's going on. And we're going to talk about the Him movie as well. I'm sorry, the Patrick Mahomes movie. Right? Shout out to all y'all. Now I just saw something. Yeah. Dallas Cowboys is fucking up already. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I saw that, my fault, y'all, before I was so rudely interrupted. Right, but yeah, Dallas Cowboys is fucking up already, right? We're gonna see what's happening because you know they like to have Dallas Cowboy games go close, but that 1.5 was kind of weird. Maybe the Bears get their first win. Y'all saw that line flip, right? A couple of minutes ago, what I told you. That's the reason why I couldn't go hard on that type of game. I couldn't even put that on no parlay or nothing like that. Real quick, that game, like let's say for instance, you guys have a parlay. So if any of you guys have a parlay and you interested in the Dallas and Chicago game, that's that type of game where you got to make two parlays, right? The same parlay. And let's say that one parlay has Dallas winning. You have to make the other parlay and just put Chicago winning. I swear to God, just so you don't get jerked. That's what that was, right? Oh, yeah. And I forgot to also say that Rams and Eagles game. Yes, I'm sorry. Rams and Eagles game, we already know what's up with that game. I see you guys in the chat reminding me about the Rams and Eagles game. I forgot to talk about that. Well, yes. Let me say something. I knew the Eagles was gonna win. I have a parlay and I put the Eagles on that easily because it was 3.5. Now every single book had them as 3.5. And when I see that, because you got to look at multiple books and look at the main books, when all of them have one bet, the same, the odds is the same on all of them. I feel comfortable winning. Now, if it was 3, I probably would have said Rams, but since they had it at 3.5 on all the main books, so yeah, the Eagles is gonna win. The Eagles are the defending champions. They're gonna make sure they rock for a while. Shit is gonna catch up to them, but it's gonna rock for a while. And like I said, I think I said this 2 years ago. Well, when they first invented the tush push, or when that first became a big deal, whatever that was, I said I think if the Eagles get bumped out of a playoff game, or if they was to go back to the Super Bowl and lose, however, whatever happens, if they do lose, it's gonna be because the tush push failed. They're gonna be like 4th-and-1 or some shit like that. This is just what I'm saying. I think they will lose by the tush push. They will get eliminated by the tush push. If you guys feel it's a stretch, I don't mind you guys feeling that's a stretch, right? Because that's one play that you have to bet on happening. But I do believe that if the Eagles do get eliminated some point this season, right, in the playoffs, that is, it's going to be because they will be stopped by the tush push. I believe that one of these teams will stop them. That's just what I think. If it's a stretch, it's a stretch, right? You know, oh, come on, Howler Shuffle in the goddamn building. What's up, my guy? Howler Shuffle in the goddamn building. So he says how much for the picks, my bro? This is what it is. It's a membership, right? On my YouTube, right? When you get the chance, go into the description part of my YouTube. The website is right there. And I want to let you guys know, I don't charge 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $100 and shit for no picks. Just to let y'all know, I don't do that. No, it's $875. It's $875 for 30-day membership. Think about that. It's basically like a membership because the reason why is I'm gonna add more things to the membership though, instead of just the picks. You understand what I'm saying? Now what I want to do is two. I have 2 memberships. You're gonna see one added, not just you, Holla, but you guys will see another one added. Now that one's gonna come with perks. You know, the Rig Scripted and Fixed hoodie or the Rig Scripted and Fixed t-shirt. And it'll be shipped out right to you. Because if we gonna do it, we gotta do it in style. Because the Rig Scripted and Fixed don't represent Be Fire. Like, oh, I'm wearing the Be Fire shirt. No. You are wearing a shirt that represents what the F sports is and also what the F politics are as well. We know that. Let's just cut the bullshit. We know what it is. We know like sports and politics have some rigging, scripting, and some fixing in it. So when you guys are out there in the street, I want you guys out in the street with some goddamn style. You understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? Goddamn, I can't even speak. Goddamn, I'm stupid.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
So yes, $875. Y'all think about it. $875. Very cheap. And I think I'm one of the best people that give the best information out here on the internet. It just is what it is. Let's keep it 100. I'm not going to sit there and try to act like I'm something that I'm not. Oh my God, my picks won 100%. You see all those fake handy cappers and shit like that. Nah, because here in Rick Scripted and Fix, that's not what I'm trying to sell y'all. This is about information here. You guys know it. It's right. Just go right there into the description part of the YouTube page. That's the website right there. You sign up. But every 30 days, you're going to have to, you know, do it. I don't want to have it automatically taken out of your accounts because there's different ways to pay. Debit card, Cash App. So every 30 days, if you want to renew, just know that when your 30 days is up, you got to do it again. But it's whenever I have picks or games of interest. If I'm feeling something, and it might even be another sport too. The guys that already have memberships, they already know that. I'll give a boxing pick, UFC, college. We've been crushing it on college. We've been crushing it on college. Whenever it's picks that I like, I'm gonna give it out. And I'm not gonna be one of those that's gonna give every single game type shit because I want you to win. I don't want you to just be like being a degenerate. Like if I like this, I'm like, yo, rock with this game. So if you ever see where like, oh, I'm only sending out 2 picks, like one college game or one NFL game, that's because I feel so confident that you could put a couple of more dollars than you really put and go for it. And chances are it's gonna happen. Kind of like that Michigan game. I had more picks on college yesterday, but I only gave 1 pick out to the members, only one, because that game was the membership. That game was the I feel so confident that Michigan is gonna win that whatever you put down, probably double it up. Now I don't know what you guys' money is looking like. That's not for discussion. I don't want to talk about that. I do not know what that looks like. I don't want to even ask. That's only if you want to share it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, let's say for instance, I don't know, you bet $20 a game. I don't know. And I sent you this one pick that I feel so confident about. It's like, yo, go for 40 on this one. Right? Fuck around and that shit fucking lose, right?
Are you fucking serious?
You know what I'm saying? But we want to win more than we lose here. And then that 875, once you win one game with me, that shit is already paid for. So basically it's free. You're getting free picks at this point. Tell me I'm lying. Right? But we don't want to stick on that. My man Blue Pyro Tech in the goddamn building. What's up, my guy? Drop a bomb for Blue Pyro. So I hear what you talking about. I hear what you guys is talking about. I hear what Yosef is talking about. I hear what Ricardo is talking about. I hear what 24 is talking about. I hear what Repeat is talking about. Blackbird McKnight 4. I hear what all you guys is talking about. Right? But what did you expect to happen the first 4 weeks of the NFL? Right? What did you expect to happen? We already know it's going to be a hot mess in the NFL the first 4 weeks. Right? This is week 3. It's going to start setting itself. It's going to start putting itself in order. I would probably say maybe through the 5th, definitely the 6th week. You're the 6th. You guys already know that. You know that already. Right? So it's like it's now, don't get it twisted though. Even though it could be a lot of back and forth bullshit going on in the NFL, there's certain teams that's going to stay consistent throughout the year. They may blow it in the playoffs, but you can expect them to stay right there. And I would say teams like I do believe that the Chargers, this is their division to win at least this year. Right? So do they fuck it up because the Chiefs get on a run and come back? Mark my words, the Chiefs will have a couple of weeks where they go hard. We know it's just gonna happen. What happens with the Chiefs this week? Do the Chiefs lose because everybody probably has the Chiefs on their parlays? Don't even lie. I'm not stupid.
You stupid. Oh.
No, I'm not.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not stupid. I know a lot of you guys have the Chiefs on your parlays. Don't lie. We know that. It is what it is. Do I have them on my part? No, I'm staying away from that game. I see that game as a standalone game that you bet because it was 5.5. The spread was 5.5 and then it was 6. I always say be careful with games like that. Why a 6? right? Didn't we have that talk 2 weeks ago? Why a 6? You banking on somebody missing that extra field goal. I'm not that extra field goal, the extra point. You're saying that there's a chance that the Chiefs can miss the extra point because I think it's at 6 now, right? But then you got a 5.5. So if you got a 5.5, but what? Why? Why? Like some of these numbers mean something. It's all coded. It means something. Do the Chiefs lose tonight? Just hear me out. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but do the Chiefs lose tonight? They drop down to 0-3. Miami just lost on Thursday, right? So now you have a reason. The internet this week has something to talk about because all these games that just happened, that's not too much to really get the internet going. You can't talk about the Rams and the Eagles game. Yeah, they'll talk about that on ESPN, blah blah blah, for a little bit. Okay, Eagles now 3-0. Move on to the next. But what is going to be a story for this week? It's not going to be that Cincinnati game. That's not going to be a big story. You know what I'm saying? It might be one of these 4 o'clock games, right? And then tomorrow you got the Lions and the Ravens game, but I still don't think that's going to be a big storyline. The only storyline that would make sense to me, not saying this is going to happen, once again, not saying this is going to happen, but the only storyline I can see is the Chiefs losing going down 0-3. So now that you have the Chiefs losing going down 0-3, you have Miami that just lost this past Thursday go down 0-3. The Tyreek Hill talk, like I said last week and a week before, can happen. Not to mention the Pittsburgh Steelers that just won not too long ago, like an hour ago or something. They just won. Guess what happened? They out of the race with Tyreek Hill, though. They actually don't even want to move forward with the whole Tyreek Hill talk. You guys find that funny? You guys don't. You guys, that's kind of weird, right? So the Pittsburgh Steelers is out. But that's probably to get people riled up and move on to the next. And then next thing you know, they come and scoop them, right? But they over with him. They over with the talk of Tyreek Hill for now. That only leaves one team, Kansas City Chiefs. So if the Chiefs can lose, you can justify getting a wide receiver, a new wide receiver, somebody that's familiar with the organization, that played with the organization, won a Super Bowl with the organization. You might as well just bring him back and go on a run, right? To me, that makes perfect sense. That's the talk that I can see happening this week, if and only if the Chiefs lose. If they win, I don't see what reason they need to actually talk about them. Now, with that being said, for everybody who bets, I would probably pay attention to that spread. Either the Chiefs probably blow them out, or the Giants can just possibly just win this game outright. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people I'm seeing a couple of y'all in the chat is saying that the Chiefs is gonna the Chiefs is gonna lose. I mean, I ain't that crossed my mind. I'll be lying to you if I sit there and say it didn't. That crossed my mind a couple of times. I'm like, yo, how did Chiefs lose? Because let me see. Let's check something. Let's check something for the sake of the show. Dallas Cowboys, they're down by 8 now. Um. Okay, so I just want to check something live with you guys, and I'll say it out loud for the people that's not watching the screen, right? Okay, we got that right there. All right, so I just popped it right here on the screen. So as you guys can see, right, and this is via this is via FanDuel. Anybody as you guys can see, you can see it right now. Shout out to the Seahawks. They are busting the Saints ass. Anybody that's not watching live, the Seahawks are up 35-3 against the New Orleans Saints in the second quarter with 7:05 remaining. 35-3. I repeat, 35-3. The Chargers and the Broncos. Chargers up 3-0. Yes, that was my main game, Chargers. That was my main NFL game that I sent out to the members. The game already started, so I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah, second quarter, 2 minutes left. We got the Dallas Cowboys trailing by 8 against the Chicago Bears. Second quarter, 10 minutes and 31 seconds left. 14-6. 49ers and the Cardinals, second quarter, 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. They are tied at 3. Okay, now let's go to this shit. So you can see it right here. What do you think of this shit? It goes back to what I say. You got two books, two familiar books with each other. Why are the numbers different? Let's start off with let's go back to FanDuel. FanDuel has it at Kansas City Chiefs -5.5. Favorite. The money line is 300. But you can get the Cowboys at a +245 on the money line. What you guys think of that, right? Now you head over to DraftKings. You got DraftKings with a -6. And the money line is 305 for the Kansas City Chiefs, that is. But it's still 245 on the money line for the New York Giants. Now, I used to think, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just half a point, right? I swear, I used to always think that. But then I thought about it. I'm like, no, but that means something. That usually tells me that somebody's going to, like, get blown out. I could possibly see a blowout this game. I thought about going to this game. I was going to go to this game today. And I decided not to. I was like, yo, let me just stream with my guys, right? Let me just do that. Because I don't know if I'm going to get an exciting game. I was going to go to MetLife to go watch the game. Oh, my man, Native Baltimore in the building. Wait, hold on. Native Baltimore in the goddamn building. Try to drop a bomb for my man, Native. In the building. So, yeah, back to what I was saying, right? So what's up with that picture? Do you guys just trust the Chiefs? Do you trust the Giants? We all know a lot of crazy, I don't want to say rituals, but a lot of crazy shit does happen in MetLife Stadium. Does Patrick Mahomes struggle this game? I mean, to me, I think it's better off if the Chiefs lose the game. Because if the Chiefs lose the game, you can have talk. I mean, because it's not like they're going to go 0-17 or anything like that. We know that's not going to happen. But the Chiefs lose against teams that they shouldn't be losing to, right? So how about we do this? The Chiefs lose to 3 teams, right? They lost to the Eagles, Chargers, and let's say they lose to the Giants, right? So they lose 3. Games that people thought they should have won, right? They've been smacking on the Chargers. So, yeah, they should win that game, right? The Eagles, they get their get back, right, from the last Super Bowl. And also previously against the Eagles on a regular season game, right? They first beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So, and it's Patrick Mahomes. So there's no reason why the Chiefs should lose. Okay, so yeah, they beat the Eagles, right? So now they should go out there and just beat the Giants, right? The Chiefs should be 3-0 in people's heads. What if the Giants was to win this game because everybody's on the Chiefs? But next week, week 4, I believe the Chiefs go against Lamar and the Ravens. So you guys see where I'm going with this, right? Anybody that knows where I'm going, what do you guys think I'm going to say? If the Chiefs lose today, it's not saying this is going to happen, but if the Chiefs lose today, next week, right, everybody's going to fade the Chiefs against the Ravens, right? And then they just beat the Ravens. Not a for sure thing. But that is something that we could possibly see. Right? The Chiefs lose today and they beat the Ravens next week. Because let's say the Chiefs win today. They win today. Now they're 1-2. Who are you guys betting on for the Ravens versus the Chiefs next week? I'm just asking. I really want to know. Like, who do you bet? Does it become a even game? I'm just checking on something. Wait, I don't see it. Yeah, but Baltimore is favored by -2.5. By the way, Baltimore's favored by -2.5. So, like, do the Chiefs win this game but lose next week? Baltimore's 2.5 so far. If I see 2.5 and I see all the books got a favorite at 2.5, I'm gonna take them. There's certain patterns that I pay attention to. Something that not the normal person really pays attention to, but I pay attention to certain patterns. I will take the Ravens so far, even though the Ravens haven't played their Week 3 game yet. They play that tomorrow. The Chiefs haven't played their Week 3 game. They play that in a couple of hours and at 8 o'clock, or 8 o'clock Eastern time, right? Over here. They just playing 3 more hours, period. So we don't know the result of what's going to happen. But they got the Ravens favorite by 2.5 that game. So what happens to the Chiefs today? I'm very interested to see what happens. I'm going to be locked in on that game because I feel like I want to make a bet to that. I just don't know what yet. So you guys get what I'm saying, right? Native Baltimore, my man Native said, I think the Chiefs will win tonight and lose next week. See, I can understand that. And that's something I was thinking too. Like, all right, they win today, they go 1-2, and then everybody thinks that the Chiefs is back. Now you go against Lamar and company, and you lose against Lamar, so now you become 1-3, right? Because I still think they're gonna get Tyreek. I mean, it makes sense to get Tyreek back, but you always got to remember, people, when certain trades like this happen, not all the time, but when certain trades like this happen, there's no reason, if that team keeps winning, there's no reason to actually make that trade when it comes, business-wise. You guys know that. Why would we need him, Tyreek that is, if we keep winning? It would make no sense to have him. We're doing all right over here. We keep winning. So that's the reason why I say the Chiefs will have to go on a little bit of a slump in order to get Tyreek, or maybe even another wide receiver. Who knows? Right? I don't think the Dolphins is just going to come back and do their thing. But somebody does have to compete with the Bills in that division. So do they go on a hot streak? Do Miami go on a hot streak? Remember, this is week 3. This is week 1 through 4. It's still early. Certain things will change. So that's why certain predictions I gotta lay off. I gotta see how things play out. But I'm paying attention to this Tyreek situation. And the Chiefs will have to keep losing in order to make sense for them getting him. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If they win, but they can win and lose next week. So it would make sense. Floyd Heavyweather says, yeah, 1-3, the Illuminati number. Yeah, 1-3. 1-3, like, oh yeah, we got to do something. Listen, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. My man Dud Bowles sending in a goddamn building. What's up, Dud? My man Dud says, fuck Daniel Jones. My man ruined my parlay. Had to go to the gym to blow off some goddamn steam. I know that. I know who that. I know how that is, Dud. Now, with Dud, did you fade the Colts or did you have a player prop with Daniel Jones and he fucked it up? What was it? What particular bet was it that made Daniel Jones fuck your parlay up? That's what I want to know. Native says, I think, well, one of his previous comments, he said, I think the Chiefs will win tonight and lose next week. Bunnyman Wild says the Ravens. Dez says Baltimore in a rout. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of you guys, it seems like everybody's going the Baltimore way. Blackbird says the Chiefs will beat the Ravens. Well, okay, Blackbird thinks otherwise. He's like, nah, that's not gonna happen. Dad says, or it ends up in a tie. Floyd Heavyweather says the Chiefs win. See, that's interesting because the tie is possible. We know the NFL's good for that, and I wouldn't be opposed to that game being a tie. That would be exciting if that was to happen. Maybe that's something I would have to look towards. Now, if you don't see a bet that's the tie, then you might as well just take the underdog in that game, depending if the lines do flip. But if the Chiefs stay as an underdog, you might as well take the Chiefs with the points because if it ends up a tie, then you win. So that's good. You know, that's good. Let me see what he said. Oh, Yosef says, I say they get 0-4 and they get Tyreek. I mean, like I said, in order to get Tyreek, it has to be some talk of the Chiefs losing. The Chiefs got to do bad. They would have to do bad. Okay, there you go. Dud says the player prop, the over 243 yards, he got it, but minutes later they threw a flag on a play, so basically it didn't count. And that wasn't even an alternate. That wasn't an alternate line that you had got. That sounded like that was the original, right? And once again, they stole people's money. So it's like we'll give you the win via Colts, but you ain't getting paid with these player props. These player props are dangerous. And these player props are dangerous, and it'd be hard for me to try to tell people to even touch them shits. Dallas Cowboys tied the game. So let me see something. Wait. Dallas Cowboys tied the game, y'all. Let me see something. Do y'all think they run away with the game now? Dallas Cowboys tied the game. The Bears started off nice. Now the Dallas Cowboys did a little bit of a comeback. There you go. Joseph says, yeah, Chiefs 0-4 and they get Tyreek. And they have a rematch with the Eagles. Wait. Hold on. Are you saying that the Chiefs go against the Eagles again in another Super Bowl? That's what you think? So let me ask you a question. Who wins that one? Please do not tell me the Chiefs. Please don't say the Chiefs. That's what you think is going to happen? Wow. That's what do you guys think about that? If the Chiefs get Tyreek, this is Floyd Heavyweather. If the Chiefs get Tyreek, how far will they go? I always say when a team re-gets a player again, it doesn't work out. I don't think they win a Super Bowl. Tyreek got a Super Bowl. He got a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. I think when teams when they get a main player back, not the Chiefs, but just teams in general, I usually don't see big success like that. to tell you the truth. I usually fade whenever I see that happen. Certain little players can not little players, no disrespect to these professional athletes, but not the A-list guys. Tyreek is one of the A-list wide receivers. So, no disrespect to him. Blue Pyrotech, he says no shot the Chiefs make it back. I don't think. I mean, y'all already know my stance on that. Because to me, I say it like this: every time the Chiefs make it far, people always seem to think that's going to be a forever thing. Like, when does it stop? It's going to have to stop. We can't keep saying that the Chiefs gonna win and make it to the Super Bowl every single year. Like based on what? I didn't even honestly, I didn't even have that thought when it came to the Patriots. Even with the Patriots, I ain't had that thought. Like, it's gonna have to stop at some point. It just is what it is, right? But I do understand, you guys saying, "Oh, the books is doing all of this to get people riled up," and then the Chiefs have a miraculous comeback. That's why I say don't count them out. But check this out. I want to see something. What do you guys think of this? Oh gosh, I don't, because since a lot of you guys are still heavy on the Chiefs, which you are, let's just be honest. Uh, what do you guys think of this? Are any of you guys gonna take it? Well, we spoke about it the last show. They had dropped down. It was one minus 194. Now it's minus 184. The Kansas City Chiefs to make the playoffs. That's 184. Seems like some high odds that you can actually take advantage of. Look at that real good. What do you think about it? And of course, you can pay attention to the teams that's right next to it, right? Oh, you want to start off from the top? Okay, Buffalo Bills to make it to the playoffs. They got them at 10,000 minus 10,000. So it's basically a foregone conclusion that they're gonna make it to the playoffs. So we already know that, right? Because they're undefeated and they're one of the high teams that the NFL pushes, right? All right. We got the Baltimore Ravens at minus 2,200, right? What do you guys think of that one, right? The Ravens. It kind of makes sense to have them in there. Um, I don't see no good value of that only because basically they're gonna go to the playoffs, so you ain't gonna really get shit off of that. And it's crazy to me because why the Eagles are undefeated? Why are they a minus 750 just to make the playoffs? But the Baltimore Ravens and the Bills odds are worse than theirs. What I mean by odd worse is the amount of money that you got to put up just to win something. I would think the Eagles should be number one, not the Bills, which is crazy. So they got the Eagles at number three. They got the Green Bay Packers, as you can see, at number four. You can get them at a minus 550. So you got the Green Bay Packers at a minus 550. Of course we know why. With the addition of Parsons and whatever. Before him, they was like minus 200 to make it. Um, I was on them to make it to the playoffs way before. As soon as the odds had came out, they was like a little bit of a plus money, so you was able to snatch it up. So if anybody had got that, kudos to you. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you can get at a minus 420 to make it to the playoffs. I really don't like that. You got to parlay that up with something. You got the Chargers, the same thing at minus 430 to make the playoffs. I think you should parlay that up at something, depending on how long your money is, right? If you willing to put that up solo just to make a buck, all right, fine, kudos to you. San Francisco 49. Now this is where things start getting interesting. From the 49ers and down, San Francisco 49ers minus 280. Boom. Okay, that's so, right? I mean, because you still got Seattle doing their thing, you still got Arizona Cardinals doing their thing, right? And it's best to win your division to get a secure lock. If not, you're gonna be one of those three wild card teams fighting for a position for 5, 6, or 7. then it becomes dangerous, right? We know that. Indianapolis Colts, minus 225. Basically, the books, they are so-so, which I'm going to say this. I will not be surprised if the Indianapolis Colts actually end up one of the teams that don't make the playoffs. I'm not saying it's a for sure thing, people, please. I'm not saying that, but they have an interesting division, and once again, the NFL has been crazy from week 1 to week 4. So, if the Jaguars do something and can take their place to win the division, or who knows, does the stupid Texans do something and get on a roll, right? You know what I'm saying? Like just to name 2 teams. What's the other team I forgot that's in that division? Oh, Tennessee Titans. We're not talking about them. We already know the deal with that one, right? The LA Rams, they lost. They got their first loss, so they dropped down to a minus 192 to make the playoffs. Okay, I get it. So now we're going, we have the Chiefs. Minus 184. Do you guys take that since we're on the Chiefs? Huh? I mean, I need to know. Right? Now, can't is it make am I pronouncing it right? Camazotz? Let me know if I'm pronouncing it right. If so, we got Camazotz in the goddamn building. I don't want to say it wrong and sound like a fucking idiot. In the goddamn building. So Floyd says, nah, not the Chiefs. So he don't trust it. He don't trust it. Blue Pyro says, the Texans need everything. Let me say this, and this is my stance, and I'm going to say it. Let me look at the screen for this. And I'm not trying to be funny. I swear I'm not trying to be funny. At all. And anybody that, loves them some NFL, please do not feel any type of way. Anybody that's black, please don't feel no way. I don't know these people personally. I'm talking from a business standpoint when I say this. Just hear me out. This is from a business standpoint when I say what I'm about to say. The Houston Texans have a black head coach and they have a black quarterback too. You guys know what we usually say about black head coaches, the NFL allowing black head coaches to win Super Bowls. Right? You guys know my stance on that. We talk about it all the time. Also, you know my stance on black quarterbacks winning the Super Bowl. Now, there are 16 starting black quarterbacks in the NFL right now as we stand. There's 16 of them. Something like that, depending on if things change. I know there's some injuries or whatever, but officially they're quarterback number 1. It's about 16 of them, right? So you got a black coach, head coach, and you have a black quarterback. There is no way in fucking hell the NFL will allow the Houston Texans to win a fucking Super Bowl with a black head coach and also a black starting quarterback.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
That's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening. That's too much. Now, I already say what I say about black head coaches winning. And yes, Pyro, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a black head coach. Now, that's the only time we'll probably really see that. A black head coach will lift up a trophy if he has like a white quarterback. You know, Tony Dungy did that. What's his name for the Steelers? Mike, Mike. He did it. He didn't have a black quarterback. Mike Tomlin, the black head coach, had a white quarterback. Tony Dungy, black head coach, white quarterback. Those are the combinations that happen. But you are not seeing no black head coach and a black quarterback both win no motherfucking Super Bowl. You got to be out your goddamn mind. That's not happening. Well, at least anytime soon.
Are you fucking serious?
And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. Anybody that disagrees with me, do your Googles. Go check it out and tell me how many times we've seen it. The NFL's every year. So the NFL been around for decades. How often do you see that? How often could you... And this is the reason, and this is why I be ranting so much. Because when people always make their Super Bowl picks, they never think about these things. When these people put on their jerseys and they root for the teams that they root for, they never think about these things. Now, I guess it's hopeful, wishful thinking, right? It's going to happen. Am I saying that we will never ever see it? We see things changing right now. You're starting to see more quarterbacks, black quarterbacks, get to raise the trophy or whatever. Well, you got to be a certain one, because we're not going to go there. We had that discussion plenty of times. You got to be a certain one. But who's to say that won't happen, right? So it's maybe a possibility, but that's I have a better chance of hitting the lottery, the Mega Million, 3 times, literally 3 times, before we see a black head coach and a black quarterback together raise up the trophy. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not letting that shit happen. Because remember, you got to realize too, there's already complaining about black coaches already, right? Not being interviewed fairly or not getting. They always get the bottom of the barrel teams, right? They always send them to teams that's already doing bad, so there's no chance for them to win, right? It's not like you see the black head coaches on the Eagles or a black head coach on the Kansas City Chiefs, And I said those two because those are winning Super Bowl teams, right? You don't see the black head coaches on that's gonna win on the New England Patriots, right? While they're winning, you're not gonna see a black head coach on the Rams. You guys is following what I'm saying, right? You're not gonna see that. So we there are a couple of black head coaches now. So the NFL thing is, listen, we're gonna give y'all these jobs. Here, shut up. Now shut up. Stop complaining. And as we know, the new talk is, they always send them to bottom of the barrel teams. It's never team that's winning. Well, if you got a head coach with a white head coach with a winning team, usually they're not really gonna get rid of him like that. We do see that. Shit like that do be happening. I've seen teams get rid of coaches while they was already winning. Like, why are you getting rid of him if they're already winning? Whatever. Who knows why? But you're not really going to see that. So of course, the teams that do bad is going to have coach replacements, right? So they say. So you're gonna bring them to the bottom of the barrel. It just is what it is. I know people don't like to hear that, but it just is what it is. Right? But tell me 5 teams with a black head coach and a black black quarterback that won the Super Bowl. Five. Don't worry, I'll wait. Both. I'm talking about both together. Together. Show me. Show me. Any time this year. I mean, no. Let me see. The last 2 decades. The last 3 decades. Let's start there. Show me. Name a team in the chat. Name a team in the chat. Name a team in the chat. Give me 2. You see what I'm saying here? And I'm not trying. That's why I try to tell people that I say the things I say. I'm not trying to be funny when I say the things I say. Hold on, let me put my theme. My theme music needs to be played because I gotta talk about that. If anybody can name me, let's start from the year 2000 to the year 2025, where it was a black coach and a black quarterback to both win the Super Bowl together. Not a black coach with a white quarterback or a white coach with a black quarterback. No. A black head coach with a black quarterback together hosting up a Lombardi trophy. I dare somebody to show me one. Show me 2. The quarterback NFL has been going on for fucking decades. For years. How many years is the NFL? 100, right? Something like that? Somebody show me one. Together. And I'm hold on. Oh my gosh. I just heard some stupid shit out there in the window. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I gotta finish. Somebody show your net. Yo, listen, we have not seen it. And anybody who's a fan of a team in the NFL right now that has a black coach with a black quarterback, because there are a couple right now. There's a couple right now. My thing is, why in the hell would any of you guys even bet or cheer or think any of those teams have a chance to win a Super Bowl? Those teams are meant to fail. They're meant to fail. They're not going to win. NFL ain't going to let them win. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I have to let you guys know that. And this is why I say we got to be careful when we make our future bets. That goes for me, and that goes for every single one of you guys in the chat. Be very careful when you make your bets. What do I always say? Before the season, take your pen, take your paper. Right? 24-13, the Bears just scored. Oh shit, we got a game. I'm sorry. I was coughing and shit. Yeah, 24-14. There you go. 24-14, the Bears just scored. Oh shit. Okay for you. All right. For anybody that's won that game, I want to see what happens in the end of that game if I can do some in play with that one. Yo, Chargers, get your shit together. Get your shit together, Chargers. Stop playing. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, right? When you make your bets, it's pretty not 100% easy. I don't want to sit there and say that. But it's pretty easy through process of elimination. That's the reason why I talk how I talk. Because I'm very good at process of elimination. Especially in sports. If I have this thing about black coaches and black quarterbacks not winning together, first and foremost, we got a couple. How many of them we got right now in the NFL? Present. that have a black coach and a black quarterback. It's not too many, right? But there's a couple that we can count on. I mean, we can say, right? Like the Houston that we're talking about, right? With the Falcons, right? Is there any more that comes to mind? Let me know. Like drop it in the chat right now, because I'm reading what you guys are saying. Are there any more that we got right now? The Jets, right? The Jets is another one, right? I believe, because ain't that the head? Wasn't he the defensive coach for the Lions, and then now he's a head coach for the Jets? I could be wrong, right? So you got the Falcons, the Texans, the Jets, right? Let me see. Let's go down the list. Who who else? I'm trying to see. You can't say Pittsburgh. That's a wrap. We got Aaron Rodgers now. Yeah, what Atlanta? Who else? Who I got 3 so far. I could be bugging. Somebody let me know if I missed one. Yeah, Texans, Jets, and the Falcons so far. That's 3 that I have. Tell me if we got more. That'd be funny if it's just 3. Ain't that interesting if it's just 3? Yeah. I got the Falcons, Floyd. Yeah, Falcons, Texans, and the Jets so far. Right? I'm tired of this bullshit about people saying Miami. Yo, they saying that what's the head coach for Miami's black? Shut up, he is not black. That just sounds stupid.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
Shut up and that's funny. I see the message that Pyro just said. Yeah, we not counting that. We not counting that. We not counting that. Not even just because it's my opinion, but he don't. Come on, yeah, it doesn't represent nothing black. It and no, okay, and then okay, fine. Let's just go with that then, right? Because if he say he is, he is. So that's 4, right? Questionable has a star in the end with that one, but then that's 4. Are any one of those teams Miami, New York Jets, Atlanta Falcons, Houston Texans, off rip that we could think of? Do you guys think that they will have a chance anytime soon if they was to keep that head coach and that quarterback at the same time that they're gonna win a Super Bowl and raise a Lombardi trophy? I don't think that's gonna happen.
Are you fucking serious?
I promise you. It is not gonna happen. At least anytime soon. You gotta know that. I just need y'all to know that. So that's 4 teams out of what? There's 32 teams in the NFL. So that's 4 teams that you can confidently scratch out so that your odds get a little bit better of who's gonna win the Super Bowl. So it goes from 32 to 28 now. And then after that, based on everything that we be saying here on this channel, we start doing process of elimination with other things. There's other things that we all look at, as you know. We do the process of elimination with those teams that's available. And then you usually have an idea of what teams is going to win. Not make it, but win. And that's how I usually come up with who will win the Super Bowl. So if it's a black head coach with a white quarterback, of course you keep them there. Duh. That has happened plenty of times. Now, I'm not gonna say plenty of times, but you know what I mean. That has happened, right? That's how we do it. Anybody that wants to call Patrick Mahomes black or whatever you want to call him, right? He's mixed, but yeah, all right. So let's just say he is black, since y'all want to go with it, right? His head coach was white, Andy Reid. Right? Anybody that wants to call Russell Wilson black, he had Pete Carroll. I mean, think about it. Jalen Hurts. And I had a white coach. Those are the last three that was, that's in the black category that won the Super Bowl. They're the last three, right? Doug, what, Doug Williams, his head coach. I don't know, but I think his head coach was white. I don't think he was black. I could be wrong though. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I gotta fact check that, and I'm wrong about that. You know. So, um, and once again, I'm not making this no race thing at all. I promise you, I'm not. But we have to think about process of elimination when we make our picks and when we have the conversations that we have. It gives you a better insight of what's going to happen in January, what's going to happen the first, second week in February, aka via the Super Bowl. You know, so I mean, it is what it is for anybody that feels any type of way. I know it usually hurts. So I mean, right now, before we talk about the Him movie, we're gonna talk about the Him movie briefly. This is giving a little update. New Orleans Saints right now. New Orleans Saints is they're down. They're getting their booty hole cracked open right now. Seattle Seahawks got 38. New Orleans Saints got 6. Yeah, they're getting spanked. Right now we got the Los Angeles Chargers down 10-17 against the Broncos. Now let me say this. The line was 3. One book had it at 2.5 Chargers. The other book had it as Chargers with the 3. Once again, they go that weird shit that I hate. But we still got to see what happens with that game. I mean, it's in the beginning. It's early in the third quarter, so it is what it is. We got the San Francisco 49ers right now against the Cardinals. Of course, in the third quarter, it's 6-3. So if anybody had bet the under, you're looking real good with the under. San Francisco 49ers up just to 6-3. I quote unquote boring ass game. Dallas Cowboys and the Bears. The Bears up 24-14 against the Cowboys. It's halftime right now. Do the Cowboys pull a rabbit out the hat? Do the Cowboys lose this game and then beat the Packers next week? Inquiring minds would like to know, right? Because if the Packers drop, then I can understand why you guys go and what's that? Make bets for the Packers to make it to the playoffs or even win a division. You can take advantage of that because the Lions are a -130 to make it to the playoffs, which I find funny because a lot of people still heavy on the Lions, but they are a -130 to make the playoffs. Let's think about that. Pretty interesting shit, right? Some pretty interesting shit. So I don't know about that. Yeah, Floyd says that the 49ers game is boring. Yeah, it's boring. It's probably going to be some shit right in the end. You know how that goes. Now, I need to know, did anybody go watch the Him movie? Chat. Which one of you guys saw the movie Him? Just briefly, I need to know your opinion on that movie. I did. I want to know. I want to know what you thought of the movie Him. Blue Pyro hasn't seen it yet. Des Dixon hasn't seen it yet. I know there's a couple of guys in the chat, that wrote that they saw a repeat, didn't see it yet. Floyd Floyd says I watched it yesterday on my Fire Stick. Nigga said I watched that shit bootleg. There's a couple of guys that's in the chat that did see the movie. They're probably not writing right now. 'Cause I know they hit me up on the post. that they saw the movie yet, let's just keep it 100 then, right? That that was a goddamn Patrick Mahomes movie. It was. It was. It was. Now it's a movie, so they can't. It can't be 100% spot on. They can't do that. It can't be 100% spot on who. Come on now, because just think about the guy that they picked for the movie and how he looked. I think he played very good as a quarterback, had the aesthetics and all that shit, right? Looked like because I know he did actually play. He played football in college. Was it Florida State? He played somewhere. He was a football player, but so he got the look. But I still find it funny. They could have took anybody, and why did they pick somebody like him that looked like a Patrick Mahomes, bro? Like it. I'm not stupid. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, the way it was shot, I give that shit a one. I give that shit a 100. I love how it was shot. You know, I'm not gonna lie. The symbolism and shit like that, I like how they made it look. There was one part where they had him. He was looking at something, right? So as the Marlon Wayne's character was talking to the quarterback, they had the camera. You know, I do production, so I'm looking at certain shit. The camera was down in an angle, looking up at the quarterback. Right, his name was Cam. So it was looking at him. But as he's looking down at the table, you can see like devil horns in back of him. It was something back there in back of him. But then his head was in front of it, but there was devil horns sticking out. Not on his head, but on whatever it was that was in back of him. I said, I love how they did that. I don't know if people caught that. The way a lot of things was shot, you would have to pay attention to the detail. It was shot well. It was shot great. I love how they did that shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That shit was dope. That's just one thing. The blood and the gore, I liked it. I loved Marlon Wayans. I think he did a great job as a playing a serious role. It was a serious role, but I ain't gonna lie, he did some crazy gay shit. No disrespect. Yo, Floyd. I think you know what I'm talking about, right? When he did that slurping shit. Like anybody, when you guys do see that movie, that's the most pause-worthy joint I have ever seen in my goddamn life. That joint was crazy. I'm like, yo, pause. That that was stupid. The way it was. That shit was. That was anybody that see it, that saw it, you'll understand. He did like a slurping thing, but like he spit, right? He did like you know when a woman's giving a dude head and she's giving him sloppy neck, right? So she's giving him sloppy throat. It gets wet, you know, spit is coming out of her mouth. So like he did that. He he was like, I don't even want to talk, but that shit was crazy.
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
You saw that part, right? You see it, right, Floyd? I was like, oh, that was wild. That was like super pause. That was the main pause thing I've ever seen in my life in a movie. Right? So he did that. But other than that, he was like serious, but he has to throw a little humor in there. But it was cool. I don't think the acting was horrible from anybody. It was good. The acting was good. Um, there's a lot of people that didn't understand the movie. That's the reason why it has gotten a lot of bad reviews. I've seen it, and the people that review the movie, they don't understand that whole world of rituals and sacrifice and things like that. I don't think they understood it. That's the reason why they didn't like the movie. See, we talk about those type of symbols and right, we do it here all the time in Rig Scripted and Fix, sacrificing, and then you get to be a goat. I swear to God, if you watch that movie, everything that we always talk about from week to week to week to week, was in that movie. I could have sworn that they was at one point. I'm like, are they taking notes from us or some shit like that? I remember in the end they had the owner that wanted to sign Cam, the quarterback, and Cam wanted to refuse, and he said, "I'll kill your family." Don't we usually say shit like that on here? Like, yo, if you refuse to sign, we're gonna make sure you don't succeed or your family's in trouble. And your family's gonna be in trouble in the future. Do we not say shit like that? We say shit like that all the time. You know the main thing that we always say that I found funny? Cause I felt good. I'm like, yeah, I told you. I try to tell these people. What do I always say? There can only be one GOAT at a time. Right? Do we not say that? It can only be one GOAT. It can only be one era. And it's passed down. You know that's exactly what the movie was about, right? Don't believe me? Go watch the movie. The movie was basically about passing down the torch. Marlon Wayne's character, he had the 8 rings, right? He was retiring, but he was going to come back for one more season, but he was going to be the backup, right? And Cam was going to be the new starting quarterback. That's the reason why the Marlon Waynes had invited Cam to the workouts, not knowing that what this was. It was to actually pass the torch to Cam, but wanted to see if he had what it takes to be the next guy. So he had to pass that test. He did pass the test in the end, duh, right? But what it seemed to me, because remember, they can't go detail for detail to detail because it'll look too obvious. It reminded me of a whole Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes type of thing. The passing of the torch. So instead of using 7 championship rings, because Tom Brady has 7, they use 8 instead. Right? Tom Brady has a lot of rings. The Marlon Wayne's character, he's gonna have 8 rings. Right? We can't do 7. That's too obvious. And not only that, we can't have a white quarterback. It's gonna be a black. Marlon Wayne's was black. But don't think I ain't catch that shit. Like, this is like a Tom Brady handing down the torch to Patrick Mahomes. That's what that was. Right? You guys will have to look at the end part as Marlon Wayans was exposing what the whole ritual was about to the Cam, to him, to the main quarterback that was supposed to replace him. Right? It was interesting how he exposed it. He was like, "It can only be one GOAT at a time. I beat out the last GOAT. Now you have to beat me and such and such." Just like when his time is going to be up, there's going to be another quarterback that got to beat him. But nobody can be the GOAT at the same time, which is like what we always say. Right? Michael Jordan, it can only be him alone. After that comes who? LeBron James. Right? You're passing it down to him. LeBron James is going to have to pass it down to somebody else. We don't know who that's going to be in the NBA, but he has to pass it down. We'll see. We'll see by the commercials who's getting the most, who's getting the rings, who's going to the championships, who's getting talked about the most. We're going to see. They're in the league right now, probably ready, but we got to see who's going to get, who he's passing, who's going to pass that down to. Right? We got to see. Same thing. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes was in the league at the same time, but Tom Brady these were his final years. He was about to call it quits, right? He's officially retired now. Now all the spotlight is on Patrick Mahomes as the main character. But Patrick Mahomes couldn't become the main character until Tom Brady was gone. You guys notice that? That's basically what the movie was saying. It can't be 2 of us at the same time. Even if we're in the league at the same time, we both can't be the GOAT at the same time. I caught that. I caught what it was. That was Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Now I know you guys are probably say, "Oh, that's the conspiracy theory shit." No, but I just want you to look at it from that type of lens. That's what that was. And I don't want to give away too much detail because there's still people that want to see the movie. So go see the movie. Yeah, the owners and it's interesting. To me, I had no problem with it. I understood it. A lot of people wanted to watch football games. This wasn't football games. This was getting him ready for football. So he had to go through this camp. So that's what the whole ritual thing was about. It's not about the actual game. No football game is being played, y'all. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you guys know that now. No football game is being played. So you're not going to see that. And I think a lot of people that was reviewing the movie and that watched the movie wanted to see some football being played. No, they wanted to see some devil trying to chase people in the house. That's not no. Everything was happening within that camp. A lot of the weird stuff was happening within that private camp that he attended. That's all that movie was about. So a lot of people don't understand that. That's the reason why they don't like it, and that's the reason why they're probably confused. It is what it is. Repeat says, explain Kobe then with LeBron. Kobe was never a GOAT. Michael Jordan was. Kobe, you, like I told people before. See, Kobe was. You always got to have that extra person. Every GOAT has to have that extra person that's there in the league. We all know that, right? That number one and that number two, right? Like that person that can probably take his spot, or that person that's still widely known. But Kobe never had time to himself in the league. If you really think about it, it was never a time for Kobe to shine for years as him being the main guy. It has never happened. There was never a time it happened. Of course, everybody. There's other people that's gonna win championships, but being the ultimate GOAT, Kobe, no time in his career was he ever. He has ever. I'm trying to think. He's had success with the two rings without Shaq, right? Yes, but people remember that was a Laker thing more than that was a Kobe thing. Because the Lakers always had success even before Kobe. That organization always had success even before Kobe existed. The Lakers always had success, right? Think about it. Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan. That was that was Michael Jordan. As soon as Magic Johnson was calling it quits, it was Michael Jordan. That GOAT talk ain't really starting until Michael Jordan anyway, if you want to be honest. So let's start with the whole Michael Jordan thing. It was his time to shine. It was strictly Jordan. I wanted to be like Mike, blah, blah, blah. Even when Kobe came in the league. When Kobe came in the league, the rings wasn't passed down to him because it was Shaq. Kobe was still with Shaq around that time. You get what I'm saying? LeBron James was known as the chosen one. See, that's why I say you guys got to watch the movie to understand what I'm saying. Because I don't want to give it away. It lets you know everything that we was talking about. Like, you are chosen from the beginning. They already know who you are, and they're gonna elect you to be that main guy. It went from Jordan, then Jordan leaves the league. LeBron comes in. You get what I'm saying? Kobe was there when Jordan was playing. Kobe was there when LeBron was playing. He never got a chance to be the main guy. Like LeBron is the main guy. Kobe was like the second hand, or great, the second hand. But it was Kobe, LeBron. Just like Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you got those other guys that are there as well. But there can only be one. That's why you guys got to go watch the movie. The movie basically was telling you without telling you what it was. Watch the movie. Everything that we talk about, the movie will tell you exactly what it was. I promise you. It can only be one and that's why I was smiling. I felt good about it because I'm like, yo, I've always said this shit, yo. I've always said we have shows, we have lives where we talk about that. You guys know that it can only be one. It can only be one guy at a time. There's gonna be others that's gonna shine while you're in the league, but there's only one. Now, when you're done, somebody else comes in. However long you play, whatever. Ain't about that. And until we have no use for you anymore, it's time to pass the rings down. That's basically what the movie was about. They had no use for Marlon anymore because as you age, you know, you can't do what you was doing in the beginning. You got to pass it. Even if you think you can, nah, you can't do this. We got to have somebody else now. Because see, he was chosen. That's why he asked. He was like, why me? Why am I being picked to go, you know, to go play? I mean, to go, because he didn't go to the combine. That's what it was. He decided not to go to the combine, but he got a call saying that you're going to the league no matter what, and he's going to play for that San Antonio team, right? You play for that San Antonio team that the Marlon Waynes was playing for, but you got to beat him out of that spot. He was picked. You know what I'm saying? So like that's just something. That's just something to think about. My man Noah E in the goddamn building. What's up, Noah? You know, so it was a good. I mean, I liked the movie. I did. I liked the way it was shot, the symbolism. Like I understood what it was about. A lot of people that watched it didn't understand it. I know you could probably say it was goofy. The fight scene could have been a little bit better, right? But it was something to watch. It was something to watch. So we just got to see, and who's gonna be next up, even with football. We probably ain't gonna see that no time soon. Like I said, you're gonna have your Josh Allens, you're gonna have your Lamars, you're gonna have those guys. You're gonna have to have because every goat is gonna have certain guys that get the best of him. You can't just have him dominate all the time. Remember, there's a lot of money involved in this shit. All of us can just put our money down on him and we just win. So you know that's not gonna happen, right? So it's like you know. So we gonna see, and also I see you guys saying something about the NBA. Do keep in mind though, when you pass the rings down to certain players, usually in the NBA, remember this, y'all, because I see certain things you say. It has to be somebody fresh into the league, usually, right? Remember, after Jordan, it was LeBron, right? So somebody that been playing halfway into that's like somebody saying, "Oh, LeBron's passing the rings down to Steph Curry." Steph Curry been in the league since when? Oh 09, 010, 2010 or some shit like that. How is he passing the rings down to him? I'm not saying you guys said Steph Curry, but I'm just saying he's an example. So somebody that been in the league for a long time already passing it down to him. How long are we expected to see that player? Because we all know in the NBA, when you're usually the face or the GOAT, you have to be in the league a certain amount of time. Well, how many seasons did Jordan technically play? What Jordan played what? 14, 15, 16, whatever. Because you got to think about the times he retired and shit like that. But that's quite a long time. LeBron is hitting 22. I think LeBron will probably hit 23 years and shit like that and then retire, or 23 or 24 years. I think it'll probably add up to his him playing number 6. That jersey number 6. I don't know if he hits 24 years or 23 years or some shit like that and then calls it quits. That's my prediction though. I'll be surprised if it doesn't happen. But either 23 or 24 years. His When he retires, it has to add up to his jersey number, the 6. So it's either 23 to 24 years. I'm calling it. That's my prediction. But we have to wait and see. Noah says, did the movie have a lot of one eye symbolism or people showing 666 signs? You gotta watch the movie. I'm not it's not that I don't want to tell you, but no, there's a lot of symbolism in there. You gotta catch it though. The regular person won't catch it. The regular person won't catch it at all. You gotta watch the movie. It's something that you probably would have to watch twice if you feel like you missed something. But damn near, I would say almost everything is a goddamn symbolism in that motherfucking movie. I like the skeleton shots. The skeleton shots were fire. So yeah, it's a lot. I'll tell you this though. No, it's a lot of symbolism. That's the best way I could tell you. I think you would enjoy the symbolism. There's a lot of shit that they showed you on TV too, with the trailers or whatever. But yeah, watch it more. They don't make movies like this just for no reason. I know a lot of people say, "Why would they make a movie like this if they don't want to give away the secrets?" Yeah, but then you have a lot of people that say, "Oh no, this is all fake. It's not real. It's just blah blah blah," and they probably laughing at you like,
You stupid. Oh! Are you fucking serious?
Repeat says, so will Arch Manning be a chosen one or a career better bait with one or two chips like the other Mannings? Being labeled as the GOAT, I highly doubt it. I don't think he's the next one. I highly doubt he's the next one. Arch Manning, when he gets there, he's gonna be ordinary. I don't think he's gonna beat out his because that name has been before him. I think they'll keep it that way. He'll be a part of it, right? He'll be a part of it. I think the Manning's one of those names that's probably gonna live in football forever. I think that's where he'll get his glaze from. Just the name alone, right? But I don't think he's next up. Well, I can see him, he'll be in the league or whatever and do his 1-2s, but the main guy, see that, and that's the reason why I tell people we got to understand the main guy. That's why you have to watch the movie. The movie says it. It can only be one. So if you was to say Arch Manning, that means there's nobody else. So while Arch Manning is in the league, he's that main guy that we're going to see in Super Bowls. Like, you see how Tom Brady was doing it? How Patrick Mahomes was and currently is doing it? Arch Manning will be the same way. That's basically what you're asking. You got to watch the movie. They're basically explaining that. It can only be one. Only one. We can't share. That's why I used to laugh when people said, LeBron is the face of the league, the main face of the league. And Steph Curry is the main face of the league. No, Steph Curry's not the main face of the league. He got the rings, broke records, he did all that, but it's not the face of the league. On TV, who are they running to talk about? It's not Steph Curry. They're running to talk about every single little thing that LeBron James does. Remember, this is chosen. Hence why they called him the chosen one. These things, they choose to only talk about him. Everybody else, you're there. We got to have somebody that sometimes dethrones, that can dethrone the GOAT. the main guy, but as long as he's still there, he's the one that's gonna have the money, fame, and fortune. And he's gonna have everything. Like it can only be one guy. Two people can't share it. Michael Jordan. That's the reason why a lot of people hide Michael Jordan in such high regards. Because while he was playing, it was just him. I know in his early days, no. Remember that, right? Not in his early days. But when Bird was gone, the Magic, it was just Jordan, people. You guys know that. We don't even got to go down that road. It was just Jordan. There were other people that got to shine. Yes. But it's just Jordan. Hence why when Jordan first stepped away and didn't win no championships, obviously, the only way the Houston Rockets won the championships is because Jordan was gone in that 94 and that 95 season. Well, Jordan came back, right, and lost to the Magics, and the Magics went to the finals and lost to the Houston Rockets. But then what happened that next season back? Another three-peat. It was all about the Chicago Bulls. Jordan run was over when he came back again. How many fucking comebacks did Michael Jordan do? No, not trying to be. He did like 2 comebacks or some shit like that, right? When he came back, when he went to the Wizards, that's when the passing of the torch was getting ready to happen. It's just that they made sure LeBron and Jordan didn't play in the league at the same time. Right? That's what that was. We're gonna make sure you don't play in the league at the same time. We are not letting no footage of that happen. So LeBron came in after Jordan was gone. You guys see it? So I don't want to talk about too much of the movie because I still want you guys to see it. Because it explains the shit that I've been saying for a long time, even with you guys too. It can only be one. There's a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of meaning to that shit. It can only be one. So I want you guys to, understand that shit. Third quarter, 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. 14-24 still with the Dallas Cowboys. The Chargers is down by 3. In third quarter, we head into the fourth quarter. We're gonna see how that goes with the Broncos. Seattle still getting their back caved in. 49ers and Cardinals still 6-6. So they'll probably make that Cowboys game pretty interesting. But it looks like the Chicago Bears should run away with that game by the looks of it. So we got to see what happens next week with the Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. But I want you guys to see that movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, shout out to LSU. LSU's looking good right now. Shout out to LSU. They looking real good right now. We're going to see what's going to happen with the rest of these games and shit like that. I had a good time, a good live with you guys. We had a nice good live, so we're going to be back on in a couple of days again with our morning lives. You guys know the routine. We're going to have our morning lives. I'm curious to know what happens tonight. Does something funny happen to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs tonight? Do the Giants get the win? We got to know. I wonder if the Giants get that win. 31-14 Bears. This game is pretty much over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I figured that was going to happen when I saw that the lines were switched. A lot of funky stuff with that line again, as always. And I knew some funny shit was going to happen. So yeah, Chicago Bears is going to win this game. They're not losing. I don't think they're going to blow it, to be honest with you. Dallas Cowboys is what they are. Right? If I go live tomorrow, it could be early in the day. You know? To talk about, I guess, these last games. Especially if something happens with the Chiefs and the Giants. If we get a good game with the Chiefs and the Giants, I can always hop on. You know? I can always hop back on if y'all need that football fix and shit like that. So, I guess I go take a break right now and shit like that. But, for right now, I need to know, is it rigged? No, seriously. Is it rigged? Is it scripted? Is it fixed? I just don't know. It's not me. I need to know from you guys. You tell me. We'll see y'all on that next one. Good shit.